Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Thursday, April 8th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Okay, come on in. Put your feet up, relax. Get your coloring on. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Lila. Lila. Alrighty. So let's see what kind of trouble we can get into today. Hey, Jojo. Yay. Good to see you, sweetie. Alrighty. Let's do a sound check. Make sure everything is okay. And that we've got everything going well. You got your physio. There you go. Good, Maddie. 10. Okay. Okay, Jean. That's fine. Let's see if I can turn this volume down. How's that? Is that better? I just want to adjust this and make sure we're good to go. Let me know if it got to a better level. Let's see here. Welcome to everybody that's coming in the room. Welcome to everybody that's observing. Give me a number from 1 to 10, Maddie. That helps me. Oh, you turned me up. Okay. All right. Love you guys. So welcome to everybody coming in the room. Welcome to everybody that's observing. Ask for is a scale between 1 and 10, which means 10 is like very loud. So 6 would be a good number. I just want to make sure I'm not blaring anything. Hi, Amy Newland. Amy, can you stay a while? What's the deal? Okay, Maddie says 6. Okay, good. That's what I needed to know. All right. Yeah, I can see where that would be confusing, Jojo. So yeah, I just need a number between 1 and 10. Okay. I know it's moving because I'm moving and my tail on the floor, so it'll settle in once I settle in. There we go. I live in an older house, so even when I go up to my studio, it's still in my home. So I have older floors in my studio. All right, so I got a little bit in the mail today, and I want to show this to you guys. It's called Dragonfly Glaze. It's windy here, and you thought the wind was blowing the camera. Very good, Lila. And this stuff is a color changing top coat, acrylic gloss finish. And I have no idea what this is gonna do. This was from the other night when Jeff was here and he was putting it on the putty eyes. To make them shine up. And again, did I ask you? I didn't do it last night, but I promise I'll do it tonight. Is when I introduce something, give me a chance to put it on the affiliate list. Okay, so let me get this little puppy open. La-da-da. Okay, so I'm going to show you the inside of the bottle. It's like a white, it's a white liquid. Oop, don't want to dump it. So that's encouraging because that means when I paint it on, there we go. It should give me the effect that I want, hopefully. Okay, so I'm just going to dip my brush directly into the bottle. Rita from Guatemala. And I'm going to paint that over the top. Here we go. Lila, that is so weird about your share button. Now, I noticed I'm getting a little blue on the tip of my paintbrush. So it is pulling up the color a little bit. Zoom in. Zoom in. There we go. Okay, so now I just gotta quit fussing with it. Now I can see the sheen on it already. See that? So I think we have a winner here. It's an iridescent color. So there you go. I will send Jeff a bill for buying this product. All right, so let me clean off my brush. And again, I promise that all those books that I showed you the other night is a $25 for 2 ounces. I don't think it was that expensive. I think it was less than 10. Let me take a quick look here. Ooh, even better. Okay, so here you go. So it's made by Folkart, which honestly I had forgotten. Let me get you, there we go. Dragonfly Glaze, and it is $5.99. Now, be aware, it comes in different colors apparently. Here's a blue-green. This is full spectrum, which is what I got. Gold, red, violet, gold, green, red, red, violet, blue, violet, blue, something. Let's see what this one is. Violet, blue, green. So again, I got the full spectrum stuff. So just be be careful when you get it, that you get the right stuff. So $6 free shipping if you are Amazon Prime. Okay. Oh man, and now that that's drying, yeah, the kind that Jeff showed us is way more expensive, so I looked up an alternative. Look at that. There you go. Do you see it? So now if you want to do eyes like that, we can do that. Okay. Okay, so zoom out. So there's something new for you to play with. Again, I ask you to wait so I can put it on our affiliate list. Again, I promise you I will have that on tonight. I was a little bit delayed last night. Something came up. It puts down a sparkle, puts down a full spectrum sparkle. And because you paint it on, it goes very thin. Because you might say, well, why not just use glitter? No, you want to paint this on, and then you've got that shimmer. Okie dokie smoky. Zoom out. So we've got Lila going here. I guess her name is Lila now. I've been making it a point to use pencils. Now, one of the neat things about this piece is it's going to give you a lot of experience, practice, that's the word I want, with skin. Let's see what I got. Ronnie's coming, but it'll be late. Okay. Thank you, Lila, for letting us know. Zoom in. Now, again, it makes me no mind whether you like the subject matter or not. Because as I tell you when I go on air, hello, Pearl. When I go on air, it's not what I'm coloring, but how I'm coloring. Okay, Jojo, well, I'm just still glad you're here. Just don't forget to say goodbye. I always appreciate that when somebody's in the room and we've been talking to you. Please just don't disappear. So how is everybody doing that's in the observation deck? I'm stoked. I made it. Yes. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay. Da, da, da. And of course, a reference to the people in the balcony. Oh, it's balcony gallery. Let's say balcony. Who are watching but are not chatting. So glad you could make it. I really am. Hope you learned something and have fun. Chalk paint. Not sure. I'd Google that. I'm guessing that it's paint that when you use it and it dries, it has a chalk look or chalk not consistency, but a chalk look. Now, what I'm doing with these colors here is I want them to be vivid. But just because I want them to be vivid doesn't mean I can't use lighter colors like I'm doing this yellow. Vivid does not necessarily mean, you know, poke you in the eye type thing. I want them pronounced. That's an even better word. I pronounce you man and wife. Hi, Stacy. So this image that I'm doing for you now and demonstrating all this stuff, there's a method to my madness. And I want to give you an idea of different formulas and ways to color this stuff, which sounds obvious, but a lot of times when people color, they fall into a certain habit and they don't color outside of the box. Zoom out. Hello, Melba. Hey, Melba. Melissa, hi. Jeff absolutely loves that coloring book that we got, the feathers and boa and everything else that I showed you guys last night. He loves that book. Okay. When are we doing our demo again, Melba? Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. And what I want to show you now on this, you know that I always tell you and talk to you about dimensional coloring. So now what I'm doing, I've got my bold yellow. And now I'm going back over it with an orangey yellow. And the part that I'm going over with the orangey yellow, let me show you the two that I'm working with. This is the color scheme that I'm doing. And I'm taking that orange, my orangey yellow, and I'm working it mostly around the edges and then coming in a little bit, blending it in. Now, what that's doing is by adding that second color, I'm getting all sorts of what? What's the D word, guys? It would help me to hear if I put my headset back on. I've done that. I was uploading my video and I couldn't hear it. And I thought something had happened with the video. It was coming through my headset. Everybody see now how that's making a color difference because I've got the combination of this orangey yellow with the yellow here. And then of course you're going to want to blend it and make it smooth. Zoom out. That is so funny. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. Okay, notice here that we've got a richer color than we do on the edge. Lila says she likes her drawers. I'm not completely coloring that yellow over. No, it's not because there's more of it. It's because I'm putting that orange in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my orange and I'm going to add it to the tops. of the frill right here. It is a sad day when we can't laugh at ourselves. Zoom out. Okay, does everybody see that now and the richness on here? Get away from your one-dimensional coloring, which means you're laying down one color, and it's okay to shade it, but you want to go with a second color. And again, guys, about that glaze, if you would kindly wait and let me get it on the affiliate list, I would very much appreciate. And by the way, that's really to benefit you, because at no cost you're donating to the group, and then I go ahead and I buy stuff. Zoom in. So you're not really doing it for me, you're doing it for you. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of this orange and I'm going to streak it a little bit. Not to be confused with the streaker. Okay. I used it on Melba. I used it on Jeff's cats that we did. The Parisian cat on the eyeballs. And thank you guys. What Lila said here, Lila said she doesn't have the share button, but someone shared it to the group and she just shared it to you. Zoom in. Melba, remember when Jeff put that glaze on the eyes of the cat? And I found the product that he was using, but it was ridiculously expensive. Okay, so I'm tinting in this pink. Now, here is a really good example of why I get after you guys all the time to tint when you color. Tint first, shade in later. And that's because on these panties, it gives me the opportunity to look at this and decide if I want to keep that particular value of the pink or go darker. And I'm deciding a little darker. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Deco Art Extreme Sheen. Yeah, this is folk art called Dragonfly Glaze. Zoom out. So it's pretty cool. And you can see the spectrum of the colors on the bottle. Okay. So now I'm going to take that slightly darker pink, zoom in, and this is where I'm going to add that dimension. And I'm going to do it more around the edge. Okay, so Melba, I got the right stuff when I got what I bought. It was like $5. I couldn't afford the more expensive stuff, and for what I'm doing, it doesn't matter. Okay. Well, when Jeff put that on the eyes of that cat, I thought, ooh, gotta do that. Zoom out. And notice that I'm taking my darker pink, zoom in, and I'm streaking that a little bit to give an idea of folded material, dimension material. And then what I'm going to do until I decide exactly what I'm going to do with the hearts. I don't know, I got to think about those hearts. Ooh, I'm going to play with that a little bit. Somebody tell me why I'm using black in the overall composition of this picture. It's one word, starts with the letter C. Da, 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 da. Give Maddie and Melba and Sandra the prize. Woohoo! That's right, contrast. I want it to pop. Now, convention says we do the hearts red. Okay, well, that's fine, but let's do something a little different. And don't be afraid to emphasize the tops of the hearts and make them a little rounder and curvier. And there's a method to my madness about that as well. Does anybody see why it would work to make these hearts curvy like I am? Or curvier, I should say. Why am I doing that? Okay, contour, maybe. All right, let's see here. Because Lila is curvy. Julie, good call. Bingo, that's it. Nice pickup. What I want you to start thinking about, well, that's part of it, to make her behind show the curve, but the main reason is because Lila is a bigger girl in this picture, and so I'm going to go ahead and emphasize bigger things on her panties. Now, that is one of those things that you see and you don't really realize it. Subliminal. Yeah, I really want to get that Selena Finish book too in my affiliates. That's the one where Selena was showing, excuse me, all the bigger fairies and different ethnics of them, ethnicity. Zoom out. So what I've done now with these pants is I've used the different shades of the yellow. I used different shades of the pink, and this is where all this dimension is coming in. Rhonda, you don't need to ever apologize for being late. You're fine. We're just glad to have you here. Okay, so now I'm going to continue this theme of having the black here in the brassiere. Zoom in. And I can't say this enough, guys. I want you to get away from your conventional coloring And what I mean by that is you've got to get away from using flat colors and also repeating and coloring what is quote unquote accepted. Or not accepted, excuse me. Of course you want it to be accepted. That isn't what I meant. Expected is what I meant. Okay. Now to do this black, I'm using my pens. Let me clean this up a little bit. Funk. And let's see here. Zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead and do this bottom fringe. Now, don't jump into just doing stuff like this. You've got to think it through. Because when I do the bottom fringe, that's also going to, that black is going to be at the bottom of this black here. And you want to make sure that that's not too much black. And if you think it's too much black, then you rethink what you want to do with this bottom fringe. But I'm okay with that. And I'm even going to round this fringe a little more. Don't be afraid to adjust your images, guys. Careful when I'm coloring around there. Yeah. What am I missing, Lila? Okay, and then let's go ahead and do the top fringe here. Oh, Lila, I got it. I'm sorry, it took me a second. Lila's very ticklish. I got it. I got it. I got it. Got a little zoned into the coloring and wasn't really thinking about what you were saying. Okay. I don't want to pull a string and burst you open. That's right. And for those of you that are new to the group here and new to my live broadcasts, what you'll come to understand and see is that I am really big. I missed a heart on the bottom. Yes, I did. Thank you. Is I'm really big on enhancing coloring pages. And this is what I want to teach you guys to do. There we go. Had some light spots here that I missed. Itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. Uh-huh. Okay. Zoom out. Okay, now I can go conventional with the top of her outfit and make that yellow, but I ain't gonna do that. So let's see what we need to do. Oh, I'm not gonna do that either. Okay. No, I'm not gonna leave that heart white on her pants. I just haven't colored that yet. But you know me, every once in a while I miss stuff, and I could see where you'd think that I was just going to leave that. Okay, so I'm going to tint in my orange. And this happens to be, what is this? Arteza Expert, which is neither here nor there because, as you know, I store by color and not by brand. Oh. And of course, also don't forget you're going to color over your lines just to lighten them from black. Jojo got happy mail. Yeah, Julie, you can just respray it, no problem. Lila's Amazon man is cheating on her. Okay. So now I'm going to go in now with a richer orange. These are the two oranges that I'm using. That's the lighter one that I did first, and now I'm coming in with the darker one. Okay? Maddie is cheating on Amazon with Hobby Lobby and Walmart. Jojo says it feels good to finally afford to buy stuff. Good. Now I'm coming back with my lighter pencil. To work on that center a little bit. What did you get yourself for graduation, Stace? And how is your job hunt going? Now remember, when you add your second color, which is your dimensional color, that you're not necessarily coloring over everything that you put down your first time. And I still want a little more dimension on my orange. Oh, you have to go, Mary? I'm going to use a third orange now, which is darker yet and has a little more red in it. And as you look on the camera on your screen, and you can see that that darkest orange now, which is my third color, is showing up beautifully. The two oranges that I had on here were just way too dull, and I wanted that little extra oomph. So I have 3 shades of orange that I'm using on this. And if you're learning about coloring, is that in your coloring, you're normally going to be using a light, a medium, and a dark color. Okay, that's what's going to give you your spectrum of depth. And so I put my lightest orange down. I went with a slightly darker orange, and I decided I needed a little more yet. Zoom out. You'll get there, Stacy. And then what I'm going to do, hi Amy, is I'm going to pop in a little bit of pink, zoom in, and I think on that button, I'm just going to go ahead and go back with my black. Yeah, and that move to Georgia is until you get your job, right, Stace? All right, now what I want you to remember about this entire outfit and this whole picture Yeah, get a bigger garter. You might be going a little crazy with all the colors that I'm picking. And you have to remember that this is a lady that may not necessarily have the best taste in stuff. So what you want to do is, we're going ahead and we're accommodating that and going with slightly unconventional colors and color combinations. Okay, zoom out. And notice too that I'm also going back. This is just my personal preference. And I want to touch up that skin a little bit with some of this pink. Because remember, she is sunburned. So you can go ahead and pick 2 or 3 areas on her and emphasize that pink. Now, here's an important point. A lot of you, for some reason, once you've colored an area, you tend to not go back. Oh, what'd Pearl do? Pearl's going to be another great grandma. Ah. How cool is that? So what I want to emphasize to you is that as you're coloring, you should have absolutely no qualms about going back and adjusting this stuff. Coloring is a constant adjustment. It is not static. So when you finish an area, or when you think, well, okay, when you finish an area and then go on to something else and that's it, this is where this issue comes up. So in this case, because of the bright yellow and the orange, I want to go ahead and pull up this pink a little more, which is the tint of the sunburn. All right. And also remember that that sunburn is going to be on the higher parts of the body, right? Because they're the most exposed. Okay. And everybody notice where I'm holding my pencil. I'm not digging that pink into the paper at all. Yeah, Jeff's shopping videos are hysterical. They really are. Okay, does everybody see how I'm really pinking up now this entire piece? And the reason it's coming about now is because I now have something to work with as far as the panties and the brassiere. Pearl, you didn't take the attention from me at all. Pearl, listen to me again, right? This is what this group is all about, just like what Stacy said. My gosh. We're so happy for you. Okay, anybody have any questions? You know, Stephanie, that's a good question about when that contest is due. Jillian has been caught up in moving. Will somebody look that up for me? I noticed that the entries have been a little bit light. How come? Will somebody look that up for me when that is due? So, does everybody, the 12th? Okay. That sounds about right. Does everybody see what my reasoning is? on coloring this whole piece, the skin and the pink, and why I'm going back now and punching up these colors. Yeah, that ring probably is a bling moment. But not right at the moment, of course. Somebody needs to, Pearl, you need to remind me about that ring. And the earrings. Okay, so I'm going to clean out that ring a little. Clean up that earring a little. We'll clean up our band a little bit. Yeah. So what I want to know from everybody right now is, do you see my thinking about the skin and the pink, that I'm going back and punching it up a little bit? And I want to go through and definitely smooth out this out. Okay. Now, obviously, this is exaggerated coloring, right? But I wanted this to pop. Okay. Okay, I just had a naughty idea. Zoom in. Zoom in. Did you check under announcements for the contest? I believe I put it there. Okay. The 12th, thank you. Thanks, Julie. So I'm going to take my Winsor and Newton ink that I told you about, and I'm going to put a little bit. We need to do a dawn contest too. We haven't done any for a while. So I'm going to take this Winsor ink, and I'm taking a toothpick. I'm not really going to bother thinning it, but I am going to make sure that it's not lumpy. And let me regenerate that line because I got a little ink there. Okay, I'll get back to that in a minute. I gotta let that dry. Okay, zoom out, zoom out. Now this took me a while to figure out what this was down here. It's a bread loaf in a plastic bag. This here is a sausage. It looks like these are maybe pickles. Not sure what this is. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to work on a couple of outside elements, because what I want to do now is start surrounding this skin, and that will give me ideas for finishing the rest of this. Cheese, maybe. That could be. Okay. It may be a pickle on bread. I think that's what it is. Okay. So now I'm going to start to tint in. Hi, Kristen. Now, I can't emphasize this enough, guys. So I'm tinting in this shirt, first of all. That's my first emphasis. Zoom in. And the second thing I want to emphasize is that I'm deliberately abandoning right now Lila for the moment and starting to work on the things that are surrounding her. And that's going to affect ultimately how she looks. And I want you guys to see the value of moving around on your image like this. Because as you add your additional colors, it's going to change your perspective, your coloring perspective of what you've put on there before. Hi, Janelle. Hello, Janelle. Hello, Janelle. Hello, Janelle. So glad to see you today. Sound check, please. And also let me know if I'm clear or if it's staticky. So now I'm going through here and I'm coloring in little circles. And then we're starting to get a really good view. Give me a number, Stacy, between 1 and 10. 10 being loud. Okay, clear and not too loud. Okay. I'll tell you what, Jeff really sounds good when he's on his headset. All right. And now what I also want you to see too is, you know how we always smooth out stuff because we get that popcorn effect? So we blend it. In this case, I want to have that popcorn effect along with the shading. Yeah, if my sound goes up to a 10, then it starts sounding staticky because it's a push of the sound. Yeah, I know that, Pearl. That's fine, and that's what a couple of other people thought too. No worries. I'm just looking for 1 through 10, as Lila said. 1 or 0, you know, very low. 10 being uncomfortable. I'll tell you what, when I load these when this goes to the video in our group, I upload them to YouTube, and since I've been using the headset, that's been making it a lot clearer on there too. So I can really tell the difference. So at the moment, I'm not interested in blending in this blouse because I want that fabric look. But again, I'm tinting in my purple first and then coming back to whatever my final color is going to be. Zoom in. Do, 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 do. And the other thing I want you to think about also is when you're coloring, don't fight your paper. And by that I mean, if you're working on a project, and you notice that your colors or texture is coming out wonky, then at that point you need to make the choice whether you are going to embrace that and work with it as a design or whether you're going to go ahead and try to resolve it to how you want it to look. Now, if you want to change it, that's fine. But if you like what you're getting, then embrace it. And you may even find that when you're coloring something, okay, this is the inside of the sleeve, so I'm going to make that a little darker. Oh, how pretty this is looking. Zoom out. So everybody see now how I've got this mottled look, mottled, on my fabric. I like it at the moment, and I'm going to keep it. Just like I like you guys, and I'm going to keep you. Oh. Okay, same pencil. I'm now going to go ahead and work on shading this up a little bit. See, now, when I told you I'm going to keep you, now somebody should say, does that mean you're going to feed us too? I'll tell you, you guys really bring such joy to me. Zoom out. Hi, Wanda. Okay, I'll feed you. Here are my cookies. Look at that, iced oatmeal. These are cheap as dirt at Walmart. And then I have Chips Ahoy, which are not cheap. All right. Zoom in. So using the same pencil that I put my base color down on where I tinted this in, I'm disappointed in you guys. It took me it took to just now before we started talking about food. What gives? I also have 3 gallons of ice cream in the freezer. And last night I butter pecan, cookie dough, and French vanilla. You guys were asking me. I could only remember what one of them was. So I got out the cookie dough and I got out some vanilla yogurt that I have. And I got the bowl of, oh wait, I didn't get out cookie dough. I got out butter pecan. And then I pushed it to the side and I put some yogurt next to it, which wasn't quite as sweet as the ice cream. I know this sounds weird, but oh my gosh, it was really good. Okay, everybody look at this blouse. See that? And then I'm going to take you have jelly beans left. Those are good. I'm going to take a darker purple. Yeah. Wanda says, No, Kristen says I can feel my hips expanding while we speak. You better believe it. Good night, Rebecca. Chicken parm, that's good. Da, 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 da. I'm so glad you could stop by, Rebecca. You was weighed today, not good? Uh-oh, what happened, Maddie? Girl Scout cookies. Okay, let me take a slightly different tact here. Gained 15 and not 10 pounds. Doc not happy. Okay. Well, now you know. Now, one of the things that you can do with purple, which is really cool, and I've done this with the mushrooms, is you can go ahead and add black with it. And that's going to start giving you additional depth as well. Now, Wanda was talking about this one time when we were doing that hair, the lady with the red hair, which I definitely have to get back to because I really want to finish that up. Zoom out. And what Wanda was talking about that one evening is you take black and you put it in between the hair pieces, and that's going to really start to give you some really nice depth. So I'll get back to her so we can get her done. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take black. Now, when you are using your black colors, if you have different pencil brands, you need to experiment with them because some of the pencils where they say they're black, they're really a yucky gray. So what I'm doing now, zoom in. Oh, Wanda thinks she finished her new picture. Zoom in. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this black and I'm putting a hint of it in the recesses of the pattern. Oh, that whimsical book is coming in? Good, Amy. Now, when you put your black down, guys, you've got to tint it in because you don't really want the black to show. you want it to look like it's part of this purple. Zoom out. So this is the part of the blouse that I put the black on. This is the part of the blouse that I have not put it on yet. Everybody see how this is starting to look now? And that you can see the difference. This is one of those your brain sees it, not necessarily your eyes. And again, guys, just a quick reminder, please use our affiliate links. You're helping yourself when you do that. And if you want a book or an item and it's not there, just contact me. And I'll put it on there as soon as possible. Everybody see now how this blouse is getting all sorts of dimension on it. Now, don't, like I said, don't go crazy with the black, guys. All I'm doing is I'm adding shadow and depth to this. And this is where you want to blend that in. And this is where the observer looking at this should notice this depth but doesn't understand why they're seeing it. Da, 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 da. So what I want you to see now, this whole part of this blouse from here over, I have put the black on. The arm doesn't have it. Zoom in. You guys see the difference? Zoom in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the black to really darken this purple inside the blouse sleeve, but I'm making it a point to stay to the outside of that inside of the sleeve. Anybody have any questions or comments about the technique? And if you feel that you've gotten a little carried away with your black, that's where you go back with your purple and just touch it up a little bit. So you're going to use your purple like a blending pencil. Does anyone have any questions about the technique? Not complex at all. You're just going around your edges with your black and adding that little extra dimension. And you're not pressing hard at all. Okay. And to anybody that's new, if you have any questions, speak up. This is why I do these lives. This is why we have other people in the group. Oh, Pearl, you thought you were the only one that thought that there... Okay, I thought I was the only who thought there's no such thing as a black pencil. Yeah, some of the blacks are not good. Just like my favorite white is the Prismacolor. I don't have a favorite black because I don't use black a lot. But what you need to do is whatever pencil set you have, let's say you have 5 different brands of pencils. Take the blacks, compare them side by side, and I promise you, you will see a difference. Okay, so now I'm going to put just a little bit of purple inside the shirt here. Now, the reason I'm not going super dark with that is because I've got the super dark next to here. I want that contrast. Yeah, and you're talking about Julie within one set, right? Da, 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 da. One is dark. Yeah, Julie, there shouldn't be 2 blacks in your set unless there's a mistake. So what Lila said is one is dark, one is black, and the other is a dark gray. Okie dokie smoky. And now what I'm going to do too is I'm going to take my white Prismacolor and I'm going to blend over the top of my lighter purple. Yeah, okay, black and lamp black. All right. So they're giving you 2 different shades of black. Which one is darker, Julie? Now, for those of you that don't know this, or just haven't used this technique for a while, is that you can blend pencil with your white pencil. I have extra white pencils because I do this a lot. And remember, you're applying the color white on top of this. Yeah, isn't that holder neat? Pencil extender. Now, since this is fabric, I'm going over the lighter areas with this white pencil, and that's giving it that soft fabric-y look. You've seen me do this before. Now, if you're new to doing this, I don't want you looking at this saying, oh my gosh, you know, I'm having to use all these pencils, da-da-da-da-da-da. This is why I do the videos, guys. You can either talk to me tonight through the group, or you can look at the video afterwards and look at the steps. Basically, it's a light purple, a dark purple, black, and then a white pencil, blender pencil. That's all I used. Zoom out. The splotch of mustard. Yeah, actually, yeah. We can do that. Remind me, Lila. So what I want you to see now is that by going over this with a white pencil, this makes this whole fabric look soft. And that was the goal. Now, don't get carried away with your white, because remember, you're adding color. It just happens to be white. Uh-oh. My eraser just died. Oh, no. Okay. Look at that. I died. Yeah. I'm not complaining. This thing lasts so long, I'll tell you. Give me a second while I plug it into something here. Maribel, hi sweetie. Excuse me for reaching in front of the camera. Good to see you, Maribel. Okay, eraser plugged in. I'll let that charge up for a few minutes. Zoom out. Yeah, that eraser charges, Stacy. You don't have to use batteries. I really wish they had a longer charging cord, because then I could use it here. Hold on. Okay, here's all my plug-ins here. The cord to my eraser is very short. There we go. You want glitter on the heart with your bloomers? Okay, so I'm just cleaning up my little flowers here. Good to see you, Maribel. What are you up to? You've got to catch us up as to what's been going on with you art-wise. We miss you when you don't come in. You're right, Stacy. Cords on useful things are short. Useless things long. Okay. All right, that Winsor ink has dried, but let me do something with this here. Zoom in. Oh, gee, I color in every day too. Woohoo! Yeah, that is a good question. How often do you guys color? Oh, you're drawing a new page? Yay! Can you give us a hint? Okay, Maddie colors 4 or 5 days a week. Maribel, what's the subject matter of your new piece? I'm anxious to hear about this. JoJo's using her gelatos. Yeah. Jojo, did you do a search in my group on gelatos and see how I used them? Don't forget, you're turning your pencil a little bit each time. Used to be every day, but changed shifts, so now you can't seem to find a time to color. Oh, Julie, sorry to hear that. Count me in on portraits. Do you guys see that portrait that Melba just recently did? Okay, Jojo, so you saw the videos I did on the gelatos. Yep. Yeah, Melba, I'm glad you were able to post that one of the policemen. I liked it. Okay. La-dum, da-da-dum. If you guys ever want to find something on a video, use the little search bar up at the top, the magnifying glass. Wanda posted her new picture, so you're going to make me stop and look at it, right? To look at it. Now, I don't want you guys to be afraid to use bolder colors. I'm using a bold lime green, and I'm contrasting that a little bit, well, a lot, with my black. Lila, she's got a winner, huh? Yeah, I had asked Melba to post that picture before that she did of the policeman, and Melba said that she couldn't because she didn't have the permission to do it, so I assumed that she went and got that. Oops, made a boo-boo. I'm so transparent when I color in front of you guys. That's funny. What's the subject matter, Lila? I'll look as soon as I can. Zoom out. Okay, do you guys see how this is starting to take shape now? No pun intended. Birds. Okay. Cool. Zoom in. Zoom in. And by the way, Stacy, the charge on that eraser lasts a long, long time. I think since I've had it, I've only had to charge it like 3 times, and you know I use it all the time. Parrots. Ooh. Okay, now Wanda, I haven't seen it yet. What did you use on it? Did you use chalks, pencil, markers, all of the above? I may be wrong. Did you post that picture in the group, Melba? Prismas and chalk pastels. Okay. And Maribel, what's the subject matter of your new piece? Did you tell us and I missed it? Zoom out. I'm just going to color up that tag a little bit. There we go. Zoom out. Okay, I have to look now. Oh, it's a landscape Maribel. Okay. And the landscape, is it what? Is it like an open field? Is it mountains? Okay, I'm just looking real quick here. Oh, Wanda. Gorgeous. Here you go, everybody. And I love how you shaded that moon. Okay, so I took a picture of it and I'm going to lighten it a little bit. There we go. See that? It's a farm landscape that Maribel's doing. Okay, I adjusted your picture a little bit, Wanda, to get the full effect of the light of the moon. I love Law and Order. Everybody see that Wanda did? Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Oh, you darkened it. Okay, well, I think if you lighten it, you'll see a lot more of the detail. Okay, so I've got this bright, gaudy green. Zoom in. Zoom in. On this shirt, zoom in. And that's my base color. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of a darker green and I'm going to highlight the outsides. Now, I'm not going to do very much of that. I just want to shade because now we're back to that dimension again. Night, Rhonda. Michelle, hi. Oh, I wanted to pop in and say hello since I haven't been in a long time and missed y'all. We've been missing you. Yeah, I'm only on for another 45 minutes. There's my little buglet running across the picture. He keeps visiting me while I'm on camera. You guys have cats visit you. I have buglets visit me. You will be back tomorrow, Michelle? Good. Well, Maribel, I'm so glad to hear that you've got a new piece going. I'll bet you that bug does have a baby now. I've got a bamboo plant up here in my studio. And I think that's where they're coming from. Anybody have any question about the way? That's right, Julie. He's after all that food that's in the picture. Okay, now guys, I'm going to say this again. I want to see more dimensional coloring in the stuff that you're posting. And the dimension comes from adding the shading, or as I'm doing here with the flower, I've got a little bit of a different green towards the outside. Zoom out. Zoom out. Everybody see how much fun this picture is turning into? All right, let me grab a little water. You know I'm going to have ice cream and yogurt tonight now. Okay, now let's go down to that heart. Zoom in. Zoom in. So here we've got her rear end. Now, sometimes when you lay a color down and you come back the next day to do some more coloring, you'll notice some pilling. Not pilling, it's where the wax is separating a little bit. And that may be either because you've got issues with layers, or because the brands don't play well with each other. You can't stand how the garter is cutting her right leg in two. Now notice how that Winsor ink covered those dots beautifully, and now I'm coming in with my pencil and I'm able to color over the top of it. Oops, sorry, I hit my microphone. Aren't you guys glad that I have the sense of humor that I do? You know that Jeff, if he were here, he'd think that's hysterical. You changed the photo on your post, Wanda? Okay. Honestly, I think it shows up so much better in the beautiful work that you did when you lighten it, because it's showing that contrast. And this is where Wanda would be going, no, ILene, come on, Wanda. Wanda, you got to do it. Zoom out. I'm almost disappointed in you, Wanda. I thought for sure you'd be going, no, ILene. Have fun with your stuff, guys. Would any of you, honestly, would any of you have thought about doing this? All right, Jojo, see you tomorrow. Oh, Julie's doing it now. No, no, ILene. Oh my. I hope you guys in the balcony are laughing about this and enjoying it. This is how we roll. Good night, Jojo. Bye. So guys, this is where I want you to be thinking outside of the box and not do your conventional coloring. Lighten up, have fun. So Lila now has peekaboo bloomers. Zoom out. Shows off your tat. There you go. Anybody have any questions or comments so far about what I've done? All right. We are having way too much fun. Zoom in. ILene, check it out now. It's in the group. Okay. Oh, there we go. How cool. So here's the picture now that Melba did, and the left is a photograph, and the right is the image that she created. Isn't that cool? So this is the kind of talent, guys, that we have in this group. So there you go. Okie dokie smoky. Hey Melba, I got a favor to ask you. I don't think I've ever asked you to do this. What would you feel about doing a line art drawing for us to color? Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. I love how this piece is coming out. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. No, you can pick out anything you want. Something cute, Melba. That's exclusively for this group to color. Do, 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 do. I've contacted several of my artists that are in this group to encourage them to color, to draw up an image that is exclusively theirs. Now, Melba, I don't mean to put you on the spot. If you're not comfortable doing that, just say, you know, thanks for asking, but can't do it at this time. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little gray around the base. Maribel, are you still in the room? When is your picture going to be done? Okay, now something I want to show you too is I'm going to go ahead and work with some blues with our flip-flops. So I'm going to go ahead and tint in my color. So I'm just penciling in my base color, guys. In other words, I know that I'm going to do something in blues. Now there's a method to my madness here, and I'll discuss this in a second. It's nothing complex, but it's something I want you to think about. All right. Oh, bye, Melba. Good night, Miss Melba. So in this case, because we're not really dealing with fabric here, I'm going to go ahead and blend this with my blender pencil. And I'm going to go ahead and let this gray and this blue blend together a little bit. which is fine. And then I'm going to take a darker blue and go around the outside with it and then blend that in. Now, here's some choices, guys, that you need to make for yourself. You can either leave the center part completely untouched with your secondary pencil that I'm bringing in, and just blend it up to a point here. Or you can go over the entire thing with your pencil lightly by the time you get to the middle. Whatever floats your boat. And I want my blue to go over that outside line to dull that as much as I can. Where is the toe jam? Not on the sandals or the flip-flops. Does anybody have any questions about how I'm using the second color? If you're relatively new to coloring, please ask. And then I'm going to, the second blue here, I'm really going to go dark towards the outside and blend it in. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use a little white in that center. Actually, I'm going to use white over the whole thing, but concentrate it in the center. Zoom out. So now we've got these neutral, kind of neutral blue. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break pattern a little bit. Yeah, these white pencils, I don't know. Like I said, this set of whites, they were gifted to the group, and they have done nothing but crumble. But they're still usable. Okay, so I'm going to go back, zoom in, zoom in. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something different. But wait, there's more. Yeah, these were, Ronnie, these were given as a gift from Amazon to the group, these pencils. And I noticed that they were crumbling a lot. I just have to be careful with them. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do a really thin bling on here. What kind of gel pen do I have? What gel pen are we talking about, Steph? And then I'm going to take a second here to clean off my star. Plug my eraser back in. What brands of gel pens do I have? Different ones. I have Tanimit, Tanimit is one of them that comes to mind. But they're older. I've got that other brand on my wish list. Okay. And this is where now, after I put my color on, and surprisingly enough, that these dispensers here for this glitter glue by Bright, the dispenser works really well to get into small areas. And now, excuse me, and now I'm just going to go ahead and push that glitter around and get it in the areas where I want it to be. Yeah, I don't know. Daisy is not very consistent in coming in, but I don't know how she's doing. All right, I glopped a little on my star, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. It's worth the time to do that. Oh, by the way, guys, Gazelle's doing a lot better. My cat, I was telling you the other day, I've got her on antibiotic now. Must be a new car. Yeah. So Gizzy's doing great. I noticed an immediate improvement when I got the antibiotic in her. All right, we've got a little bit of glitter now on the sandals. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. Now I'm going to show you one more thing before I pop off air. Let's see. Zoom out. Yeah, she's getting pretty old. I think she's like 13 or 14 years old. I got to look it up in my phone. Okay, she came to our door in 2002. Oh my gosh, wow. So this is 2021 minus 2. So she's what, 19 years old? Am I doing the math right? Wow, I didn't realize she was that old. Good night, Sandra. I'm going to be ending in about 15 minutes. Zoom in. Oh, you better believe I give her 10 scratches. All right. I'm going to pop over to something here. Yeah, I didn't realize she was 19 years old. Wow. Zoom in. Okay, I want to show you something neat that I'm going to do with this bread and bag. So I want you to hang around to see this. It won't take me long at all. So I'm using marker because it's nice and quick. Gosh, 19 years old. She's got the neatest personality, she really does. All right, so I'm going to use the marker. I'm going to darken up on the bread over here to make it a little darker on the outside. Oh, is that what that is, Lila? Slices of bread with cucumber on them. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and put a little bit of this lighter brown around the outside. You're right. Thanks for picking that up, guys. Okay. And you can see how fast this electric eraser charged. I mean, I'm putting it back on the charger after I use it. Yeah, this is a book with a bookmark in it. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make the tie of that bag darker. I mean, I'm just going to use my black pen. And then I'm going to take my light blue pencil and I'm going to follow the streaks of the bag, but I'm also not going to color in the bag the entire blue color. That's kind of like snow that we do. So I'll take my blue and I'll make my streaks with this, both on the artist streaks and ones that I want to add myself. Zoom out. That's right. Julie, I didn't know that for the longest time, that bread twisty ties colors are coded to the day that it was made. Okay, so I'm going to use some of my new Dragonfly Glaze color. Yeah, I never knew that for the longest time about the bread. Zoom in. And I'm going to go ahead and dab this on. I don't really want to drag it, because when I dragged it on the eyes of the cats, it was picking up the color of the pencil on the brush. So I'm just going to dab this on. Oh my gosh, look at the effect, guys. Isn't that cool? I can see it, and I'll show you in a minute. Zoom out. Give me a second that I clean my brush, please. Whoop. As I knock stuff over. Yeah, I'm cleaning the brush with water. Okay, now, I hope you can see this. There it is. See it? Is that not cool? So I'm getting that little glaze in there. And you're seeing that shine. Totally different than what we would do with glitter. It's way thinner. How cool is that? Zoom out. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a little different from what Jeff had. And again, you can buy this stuff in different colors. Okay, so here's what I want you to notice. Every single element in this page both stands alone with its uniqueness, but it also is coming together in an integral overall piece. Yeah, it would look great on snow. So everything that I've done so far has its own, let me state it this way. Everything that I've done so far has its own personality. But it integrates beautifully with the whole. And that's what I want you guys to see in your coloring. And I'm specifically giving every item on this page, like I said, its own personality. So it doesn't get lost in the overall picture, but it integrates with everything that's going on. Does that make sense? There are several different ways to harmonize stuff when you're doing something like this. You can harmonize it so that it quietly blends with each other into the background, or you can make everything uniquely stand out on its own. The shoes stand out, the blouse stands out, the lady certainly stands out. And it, just like Lila says, it's weirdly wonderful. There's something about this piece, and this is why I bought that stupid book over again when I lost my first one. There's something about this piece that just looks so cool. I may try and contact the artist and see if she'll draw up some more for us. But does everybody see the point that I'm trying to make? Every single piece has its own distinct personality, but it doesn't override the whole. That's the best way to state it. Excuse me. So when you're coloring and doing something like this, see, I'm doing everything, I'm going bold with this. So every single piece has its level of boldness. And by the time that I'm done with this, it'll all come together, especially when I go to do the blanket. And what I'll probably do on the blanket is just do a light gray on it with some color. And that blanket will bring everything together. But again, what I want you to understand, every piece stands out on its own because I've made each one bold, but it all comes together. Anybody have any questions or comments or thoughts about that? About what I'm telling you? And that's something that I want to see you work up in your own colorings when you're doing something like this. Don't be afraid to go bold on your individual pieces, but just make sure that it harmonizes with the rest of it. Yeah, as Pearl says, each item has a purpose as it's being colored. So I'm allowing each piece to speak out on its own, but it's still working with the rest of the picture. So don't be afraid to do something bolder like I did with a blouse. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to call it an evening. I hope you had fun. I hope you're having fun with this piece. Oh, the mustard splat. Okay. Lila, promise me you'll remind me that tomorrow. I will do that. I got to think about how I want to... Oh, let me see. Hold on. Okay. Zoom in. Ooh, that skipped. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some mustard splat on that. I'm just going to take a little bit of orange. Don't overcomplicate this. And the reason I went with a little bit of orange on this is because if I went with yellow, I would lose it because of the flowers. Are you? That's right, Pearl. You did make it through this whole lesson. That's right. I am delighted you could stay, Pearl. I love it. Lila, are you happy with that mustard splat? That is so cool. And you know what, guys? Zoom out. Zoom out. Important point here by asking me to put that on there. When you do things like that, your own. Good night, ILene. Good night, ILene. That's right. Make your picture, and that mustard splat on there is the epitome of what I'm saying. Plus, we've got this little peekaboo on the pants. Okay. I'm just so glad you could make it. Pearl, I'm delighted to stay here the whole evening. I hope you learned something, and I hope you had fun. Guys, joyous, joyous, joyous coloring. Guys, tomorrow night, same time, same place. And you have a terrific rest of the evening wherever you are, or a great morning. Michelle, I'm glad you could make it. Take care. Bye.